Hi, I'm going to do a quick little demo to show you how to make a slab face. And the first thing you have to know is that you need a clean, flat surface. It would also help if you had a piece of newspaper to work on top of. I'm not going to work on top of newspaper because I don't really have any right now, but it would help if you had some. The other thing to remember is that you're going to use all of your clay and also that you're going to handle the clay as little as possible. The more you handle clay, the drier it gets. So inside your bag, you have two balls of clay. One is large and one is small. You're going to leave the small bag or the small ball in the bag and set it aside. You're going to take the two sticks that you have and you're going to put them on either side of the ball of clay. So you can see that the ball of clay is between the sticks, and what you're going to do before you do that is you're going to sort of use your hand to flatten the ball of clay, and you want it to kind of flatten into an oval shape because your face is an oval shape. So you can see that I'm just flattening and I'm making it look just kind of like a thick oval. So instead of a ball of clay, I've flattened it to be an oval. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it between the sticks and I'm going to use my roller and I'm going to roll it out between the sticks and I'm going to turn it this way horizontally and I'm going to lift and turn because I want it to be the shape of a face. I'm going to lift and turn. If you don't lift and turn, your clay will get stuck. It will even stick to the newspaper. So I'm lifting and turning. And when I get to the point where my roller no longer rolls, that's when I know that my face is the right thickness. The sticks will stop you. They will tell you when to stop rolling. Now, this isn't a great shape for a face, so I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to trim it a little bit so that I have more of a Karen-shaped face. So I'm just going in with my knife and I'm just carefully cutting it. And then whatever the extra that I have, I'm going to put back in the bag. My face is kind of shaped like a potato, so I'm going to like even out the bottom and give myself more of a potato chin here. So now I have a shape that is very accurate, pretty accurate shape that looks like my face. I'm going to smooth out the edges, and I'm also going to take a little ball of clay and I'm going to make a little cup. So I just made a little ball. I'm sticking my thumb in it and making a little pinch pot. And then I'm going to fill the pinch pot with water. Just a little bit of water. Then I can put my finger in the water and I can smooth out the face. I don't want to use a lot of water. That's why I just have a tiny little pinch pot. So you can see that I'm just kind of cleaning up the edges and making them nice and smooth. Okay, now my next thing I'm going to do, I have this face and it looks really nice and smooth, right? You can see it in the camera. You can see this is my chin. This is the top of my head up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some really light lines to indicate where half and half are. Okay, so you can kind of see that I've drawn in a line that shows half and half. Now I'm going to use the other clay that I have, the other ball, to start making some things like eyes. So I'm going to start out with the eyes. And I'm going to make an eye shape. And I probably don't need that much, so I'm just going to sort of form an eye shape. And then I'm going to do a thing called scoring. Whenever you hook two pieces of clay together, you have to score it. So that means you have to rough it up. So I'm going to take my fork and I'm going to rough up the clay. Then I'm going to rough up right along here on this line where I'm going to put the eye. Then I'm going to take a little bit of water and apply it onto the eye, and then I'm going to attach it. If you don't rough up or score the clay, that eye will fall off. When it's in the kiln, it will fall off. So you always have to make sure to score it. And now I'm going to make my second eye. I'm just sort of working with it and sculpting my second eye. I'm going to score it. I'm also going to score where the eye is going to go on the face. Dip my finger in the water. Get a little bit of water. It doesn't take a lot. And then I'm going to attach it. And I might want to make these look more like eyes, so maybe I want to add a little circle, and I'm going to score that. You also don't have to use the fork. You can score with your stick. I'm going to score the eyeball here, add a little water, and attach it. Right, add a little water and attach. Make another one, a little circle. Score it. Score where I'm going to attach it. Add a little water and attach. Okay. Now I'm going to put a line halfway down from between my eyes and my chin, and I'm going to make a nose. So I'm using this clay that's in the bag to make a nose. And I want my nose to end where that line is. So if this was my nose that I made, my nose kind of has a ball on the end of it. So if this is my nose, and you can use your tools to kind of make that shape, then I'm going to score my nose. I'm going to score where my nose goes. You have to be really careful and not get too crazy with the scoring on the face because you don't want to see the scoring. Add a little water and attach the nose. Okay, then I'm going to make a mouth. Your mouth goes halfway between your nose and your chin. So I'm going to make a little mouth with lips. And you can use your tools to kind of do that. And then I'm going to score my mouth. So I think I want my mouth to be a little bit more flat. So then I'm going to score the back of my mouth. You can use the fork or you can use the stick. If it's too small, you want to use the stick. Add a little water, attach it. Okay, so far I have something that looks like this, right? My eyes are halfway down my head. My nose is halfway between my eyes and my chin. My mouth is halfway between the bottom of my nose and my chin. Now, I don't want to see those lines that I drew in, the sketchy lines, so I'm going to wipe them off. And I'm going to wipe them off from underneath my nose as well and up here near my eyes. And all you have to do to wipe them off is just put your finger in the water. You really don't want to make them really deep because if you do that, your face will crack in half when we put it in the kiln. Next, you're going to add things like eyebrows, if you want to add eyelashes. Everything that you add has to be slipped and scored on. So for example, if I wanted to add curly hair and I wanted to roll the curls like this because I have curly hair, I would have to slip and score the curls and add the slip. This is called slip on. And you really want your hair to be really well attached. You don't want to just attach to the top, you want to attach it to your face, right? So if I were to keep attaching this, I would probably keep doing curls and they would come all the way down around my face. Like up here would be more curls, right? Up on the top. Also, if you have straight hair, you could do big pieces, right? Like sometimes I've seen kids kind of do this, like they start to sculpt a little bit. Every time I'm attaching, I'm scoring and I'm slipping. If you don't, it will come off. You will have no hair. You will be bald, or you will have no nose, or you'll have no eyes. So you always have to remember to score. That's what this is called with the fork. You're roughing up the clay, and then you're adding slip. You're adding that clay filled water to the top, right? So I can add my hair. If I have straight hair, I can kind of sculpt it. I'm not slipping and scoring this because I'm just doing it really quickly because I'm going to run out of time. But you're just adding more hair to the top of your head, right? And you can add texture to that if you want to add some lines to it to make it look like hair. You can do that if you want it to be smooth. You can do it so that it's smooth. It doesn't really matter. And hair comes down here to sideburns, right? Usually most people have sideburns. So you're attaching the hair so that it is going to actually stay. You're not just putting hair on the top of the head because it will pop off, okay? Then what you're going to do at the very end, you're going to take this skewer and you're going to punch 2 holes. You can punch them wherever you want. You're going to make sure that the holes are free and clear because we're going to use wire to wire the head up, okay? So see how my 2 holes are right there on either side, right by the sideburns. On the back, you're going to hold the head carefully and you're going to write your name, not too deeply, but just lightly into your face. And then you're going to lay it flat and you're going to deliver it to my house, okay? Or to school. We'll figure that out. But you will have your face done, and then I will put them in the kiln and we'll fire them so that they will harden, okay? You're going to clean up your area that you're working in. It's always really important to clean up after you're done. You should have no clay left over. So I have this little bit left over from the cup, the slip cup. If you would like to keep your slip cup because we're going to make other projects, you can keep your slip cup and let it dry out, okay? And what'll happen is it will just dry and you can just hang on to it, and next time we make a project, you'll have your slip cup. I could also add things like I could add eyelashes. I would slip them and score them, right, to use up the rest of my clay. So I might be able to add some fancy eyelashes. Everything that you use that you add has to be slipped and scored, right? but I would love you to use most, if not all, of your clay. Normally in class, what we would do is I would collect your extra clay and then we'd ball it up and recycle it. But the problem with this is that we all have different amounts of clay and it's just too hard to collect it or pick it up. So I would make eyelashes, eyebrows out of the extra. Um, so that's what you're going to do. You'll follow through all of the steps and hopefully you'll get your face done and you'll have a wonderful project that we can fire for you and then you'll have it. Um, I will show you some examples of flat faces as we're getting ready to make these. Okay, so that you see the examples before we make them. So that was your flat face demo. I am also going to take pictures to show you and do a slideshow so that if you have a hard time following the directions I just gave you, you can go slower and follow directions with the slideshow. So thank you for watching.